2016 was a massive year for us. We developed our first robots, went from pilot in late 2015, but really focused all of 2016 in building new robots, getting ourselves into a situation where we have 20 robots now in production, and have proven that all the processes and work that we did to set up the Robotic Automation Center and the governance and mechanisms that we have in place are fit for purpose. 2017 is really going to be much more about scaling, getting ourselves into a situation where we really have more of a factory building robots and can scale to a much larger extent. And then also looking at the next step from a technology perspective, looking at how artificial intelligence and cognitive may be able to help us enhance the capabilities of our robots and do elements around machine learning enabled robots. So it's an expansion of the capability. And we're also taking a look at how we can provide more strategic perspective on which processes to automate and have a better top-down view of where we strategically apply the automation capabilities. I think AI is an extremely broad topic, and within Swiss Re we see AI being applied in a wide variety of ways. Very specifically within robotic process automation, we're focusing on the machine learning capabilities, making robots more capable, being able to handle different scenarios, handle a lot more variation and variability in the inputs, and be able to do that with relatively minimal human intervention. So for me, it's interesting because we talk about robotic process automation, and what at the end of the day we're doing is we're automating activities. So it's not taking away entire jobs, it's not replacing a person, we're really replacing a set of activities that a person is working on. If someone's job is completely comprised of these repetitive manual activities, then yes, their job is at risk. But what we found through experience and working with people working in these processes is they often express relief. So my view is that particularly the millennials are looking for ways to upskill themselves, to work in a different way than what we're used to. And we just can't imagine the types of work that they will be doing that don't exist even today. And this kind of work is just not interesting for them anyway. So it's taking activities away that is not interesting to millennials and providing opportunities in a very different arena. I mean, the event is fantastic. I've really enjoyed connecting with a lot of practitioners and folks that are exploring the opportunities of RPA and how they can deploy it, and sharing the experience that we've had. I think it's important that as a community of practitioners we're able to have this type of event and share that experience. I think the vendors also, it's great to connect with them because at the end of the day, each of these products continues to evolve. So we went through an evaluation about 1.5 years ago as to which product to select. We picked a particular RPA product, but it's always great to stay in touch with the different vendors, get a sense of how their products are evolving, and this type of event really affords us a very efficient way of achieving that.
Well, I think 2016 is definitely a breakthrough year. It definitely is for our company. We really just started RPA implementing into our organization. We hope to have the first result there by the end of the year. So actually, when I look back at 2016, it's all about RPA. We started with RPA in the beginning of 2016, doing a pilot in our organization. We did a whole vendor selection process in the summer, and what I mentioned, we hope to have the first result by the end of the year. So definitely it was a big breakthrough, and I think going forward it will definitely continue. Within our organization it's now relatively small. We just started in the finance functions, but I see so many possibilities that I really expect that it will explore much broader into our organization in 2017 and going forward. So far I think they're happy with it. In the past, we did have quite significant cost savings within our organization, and RPA is one of the solutions. By implementing RPA, we think we can really do it with a relative small team we have right now. So it's not at this stage not yet a threat for them. What I also explained to them is that it hopefully helps them as well, because the more boring manual tasks will disappear. And I hope that they will have more time focusing on controls and analysis, which hopefully makes the fun part of the job. So at this stage, I think they're happy with it. They're also enthusiastic about the results to see what the possibilities are. Going forward, if the volumes will grow and the scale of RPA will increase further, then there will be pressure on cost and on FTEs as well. So I think for now it's fine, but the people have to adapt as well. They have to learn to be maybe more on their analytical skills to improve them, to be sure they have a job in the future as well.
– 2016 is a key year for us. The reason for that is indeed, although RPA we were doing in many other units, the real global RPA initiative was started in 2016, and in 2017 we really want to scale, right? So we really want to really accelerate the program, and then be there in 2018-19. It should be a business as usual. Well, the challenge is for a company like us, who are pretty much regulated, we need to ensure that we are faster. So if somebody wants to do an RPA, if you identify a process, if you want to do an RPA, it should be feasible within a couple of weeks, even 2 weeks. But you need to have all the underlying things arranged, infrastructure, the access, etc., etc. So that's a big challenge, to balance the fast implementation against the risks and other aspects. Well, I think today, I'm seeing them all, but I think what I've learned today, AT&T, they're having 400 boats, so we want to learn about how they've scaled. I've spoken to also Barclays, colleagues from Barclays, so we also want to learn from them, Danske Bank. So I think there are many people, not only from financial industry, but also outside. I want to know how they've set it up and how they're scaling, what are the pitfalls, so that we don't make the same mistakes. RPA is really doing it, so really repetitive tasks, and AI is the thinking part and learning part. At the end of the day, as I said, you need to improve end-to-end processes, and you need a mix of both. So you need RPA for doing it, the repetitive one, and AI for thinking and learning. So together, probably you even need somebody to orchestrate it. And then, at the end of the day, you want to do the process as quick as possible, as efficient as possible, so that the end customer wins. The event was great. I think it's one of the first events I'm attending. Great participation in terms of number of people, but also a lot of diverse topics. It's also good to see the RPA and AI and they're coming together, how they're coming together. Also a lot of vendors giving perspective. So I think that's the main thing. I also mentioned to you, because it's AI especially, it's very early stage, and we need to share, and we need to feed back to each other. So I don't want to do all the mistakes myself, right? So I do want to learn from others' mistakes, and then I can prevent it. And I want to also share our experience with other people. So I think that's how we create a community. So I think in that aspect, really great. So thanks for that.
(2016) has been a big year for ourselves. We've gone from 3 processes to 30. And as we've become more experienced, it's meant that we've been able to tackle more complex processes. In the main, I think it's an internal challenge. It's understanding where RPA fits in the wider toolkit of solutions. But it definitely has a place, and we've worked with our IT colleagues to just understand and triage where RPA works best. We're not limited to financial services. We like to cast our net far and wide. There's some fantastic innovation going on in this space, and it's nice to see particularly what peers are doing with cognitive artificial intelligence and linking that through to the RPA. It's an interesting one. I'm still unsure as to exactly what that will look like, but there's definitely a place for unstructured processes being clarified by the artificial intelligence. But it's watch this space. There was some nervousness to start with, but once colleagues understood that actually this was here to help, to give them more time to concentrate on the more difficult, complex activities, and it took some of the more mundane, boring, repetitive tasks out of their work, they're big fans. It's been an interesting day so far. It's great to meet up with like-minded individuals who are on the RPA journey. It's been great listening to some of the case studies, and there's certainly more that we want to learn and share over the next 2 days.